Today I'm taking a look at the G500 dual channel dash cam. So here is the dash cam. So we got a nice display there on the back. Got our power and our rear camera ports there on the top. And I like that we got this large mechanism for holding that in place. A lot of dash cams, it just has that little attachment that sits in the middle. They have a tendency to vibrate and move around as the car moves. So this is a much more reassuring system. Only problem with these is you cannot twist it. So you can only go up and down. Not really a big deal, just one of those things to keep in mind. So our TF card is going to go into the top, and then we got our interface buttons on the bottom. It does come with a TF card. That is a 64 gigabyte card, and we have an adapter to put that into an SD size slot. Here is our rear camera, and this is a style I like to see just because the ones that have that bracket on it, they only really work on a rear window that has a tilt to it, or if you're going to be screwing it to something. I don't like doing that. With something like this, though, we can see how the lens is going to actually be able to fit. So if we're going to be putting this on a truck or something like that that has an up and down window, then it's not going to be a problem with this style. And we can also see they actually put an arrow on there to let us know which side is up and down. It does appear that this can unplug, so we can run this wire first, and when we get done, we can plug that back together. So here's our jack for that, and then we'll just plug directly into the back of the dash cam. Does come with a car power adapter, and that uses a USB-C plug. So we got our instructions. They gave us 2 extra pieces of adhesive, so in the event that we destroyed those, we can still use this dash cam. And I would like to see what they included this. So these are static stickers that will stick to your windshield, that we don't have to glue the adhesive directly to the windshield. First thing we're going to do, we're going to clean the inside of the windshield, just using Windex and paper towels for that. You don't have to get the whole thing, but I figure since I'm doing it now, I might as well do the whole thing. I want to kind of get an idea of where this guy is going to go. So usually I want to have that about as high as I can get it. We're going to take our little static sticker, peels apart, and the static side goes down. Just like that. If you got any bubbles, you can just kind of work those out. Then I'm going to drop in my TF card, so the contacts are going to be facing toward me. And we can put in our backup camera and our power. The only reason I'm doing that now is just to make sure that when I stick this on, I'm not going to run into interference. There we go. Cool. So it does not have a touchscreen, but it does tell you what all the menus here are on the bottom. So just hit OK. And that is formatted. Alright, and we are recording. So that was actually pretty darn easy. So we got a camera. Alright, so we'll take a picture. We got home. Let's go to system settings. So resolution is 4K. Loop recording is 1 minute. Anti-flicker is 60 hertz, so if you wanted to, you can change that to probably 50 hertz. Yeah, we can change that to 50 hertz. That's going to be depending on if you got LEDs or something like that you're running into a problem with. Collision sensitivity is on medium. I've got some pretty nasty roads, so I'm going to put that on low. Basically, if this feels a jolt, then it's going to automatically save that recording. In effect, I'm going to turn that off. Parking monitor sensitivity, parking recording mode, parking recording duration, audio recording, timestamp, WDR, rear camera orientation, so we can flip that if we want to. Volume, ketone, so if we don't want to hear that, we can turn that off. One more beep. Screensaver, speed limit, that is in kilometers per hour. Let's change that to miles per hour. Speed adjustment, so if you find that this is not matching your speedometer, we can adjust it there. Time zone, language, voice control. I showed daytime GPS speed, so if we don't want all that information on there, we can turn that off. Wi-Fi frequency, Wi-Fi, satellite information, date and time, format, system version, factory reset. All right. So pretty simple. I mean, it works right out of the box, so you don't have to go into anything. So we'll just go ahead and drive and see what it looks like.